Hi, I'm Jamie Gilroy with Shukla Medical, here to teach you how to sell with the Shukla demo kit that each one of you will be receiving over the next couple of months. I'll be doing this by sets, and so we'll get started. Here are the Mini and Maxi Shukla screwdriver extraction sets. These should be in every single one of your accounts. In fact, your larger accounts should have multiples, and we'll get to why that is. First, I'll briefly review the sets, tell you a little bit about them, and then I'll tell you how to sell those sets with the Shukla demo kit. So right here we have our mini screwdriver system. As you can see, it has 18 of the solid drivers with it. It's got a ratcheting screwdriver handle, and then it's got a broken and tipped screw extraction possibility built right into it. This thing is extremely impressive. It can be sold to surgery centers and hospitals. It's for small frag screws, so anything in the hand, foot, ankle, craniofacial. A lot of surgeons will actually buy this for themselves and carry it into their accounts. We've had surgeons place orders with this with credit cards. Great set, very high quality ratcheting screwdriver. It comes with a battery powered option. We don't sell too many of these because the battery pack is $100 a piece and they're not sterilizable. So just know that that's an option if you've got somebody willing to pay $100 for a battery. This is the Maxi driver set. This is a great set. It's got 16 solid drivers and 16 flexible shaft drivers. Surgery centers won't need the flexible shafts so much, so you can actually quote this system without the flexible shafts for surgery centers. And then, but hospitals will need both the flexible and the solid shafts. So when you've got your Shukla demo kit, what I just say to a surgeon is I say, Doc, we're a small company. We can't have every set in the field with every rep, so we've developed a tray to help you see the difference between each of our sets. So in the set, you'll have a Maxi driver and a flexible shaft. Everybody knows what a solid shaft looks like, so we put a flexible shaft in the driver. You want to put this in the doctor's hands. It's real important that they feel the quality. Most screwdrivers out there are plastic wooden handles that are round, and when the doctor's got blood all over his hands, he'll slip, and they won't have any of the ratcheting capabilities. So hand fatigue is a lot higher on other people's screwdriver handles rather than ours. Ours is square, good grip, good weight, and the surgeon can ratchet forward, backwards, and if he doesn't want the ratcheting, the middle selection is standard, so no ratcheting. The great thing about the flexible shaft technology is when they're working up in the hip, this is a real big seller to total joint surgeons because they'll be working up into the acetabular cup and they can't get direct on with the screw that they're placing. So they're using these elbow joints, and many of you are familiar with the elbow joints. What they'll do, they hate the elbow joints. Ask your doc, hey doc, are you using the elbow joints up in the acetabular cup? He'll tell you yes and that he hates them. So he can get direct on with this with all the power that he needs. And total joint surgeons really love the flexible shaft technology of this. Also, when you're showing the Mini, once again, always put our equipment in the doctor's hands. They really like to touch and feel, and the quality of our product is way higher than everyone else's. So it's really good to put this product in their hands. So there's a disc that you pull back on, you drop the Mini in there, it locks it in, and then once again, ratcheting. I always hand a doctor something. When you hand a doctor something, they're so used to taking it from being in surgery that it's really easy to get a doctor to take something. So as soon as I pull this out, I'll pull it out in the ratcheting, give it to them, they'll put it in their hand, they'll take it. They really like the feel of this. Once again, if the surgery center or the hospital has these sets, they will have 99% of all the screw head configurations that are on the market covered. So let's get into how to sell these products. Many of you say, hey, my accounts aren't buying things. Well, they're buying things from people that convince them that, hey, I need to buy your product. And so we need a better job of convincing hospitals that they need our product. And I'll tell you exactly how. The average OR minute is $100 a minute. So this is universal. No one's going to fight you on that. So know that the average OR minute is $100 a minute. So what's happening weekly in every single account, surgery center and hospital across the country, is they'll be in a case, they'll open up the patient, the doctor will say, oh, what screw head is that? And they won't have the right screwdriver in the room. So they'll send a tech out of the room to go and open up already sterilized systems to look for that one screwdriver. And remember, this happens weekly, and it happens every hospital, every surgery center. No one will deny this. So that tech is gone for an average of 10 minutes, which is now $1,000. $100 a minute for 10 minutes is $1,000. Not to mention the cost associated with having to send all of those trays that tech opened up back down to sterile processing to be reprocessed. So there's an additional cost on top of that. And then lastly, you have a patient that's now under anesthesia for 10, 15, 20 minutes longer than they need to be, which is a huge risk to the hospital. So all these are costs that add up, and this is happening weekly. What I say to the customers, I say for $6,500 and for $4,900, you can now have all the screwdrivers that you're going to run into on hand in your hospital all the time, and you're never going to have this scenario play out again. Some of the larger hospitals will buy multiple sets of these. So it's very important that we illustrate to the hospital that they're losing money by not having our products in. Another way that you can get these in, you've got your capital budget and you've got your instrument budget. They're processing POs daily for instrument budgets. Capital budget has to be pushed off to someone for signatures. Perhaps they're out of capital budget. Perhaps they don't have capital budget until next June. And so, you know, we love your stuff. It's going to go on capital. The great thing about our product is that every single one of our sets can be quoted by line item. So let's take the Maxi, for example. You can quote the 16 drivers, the 16 flexible drivers, the handle, and the case, and you've got 34, 36 line items. They can issue 36 POs and have that set shipped to them whole. And they can do this with every single one of our sets. And they're issuing thousands of POs every day for instruments all the time. So let's direct them in the way that's best for their hospital. If they've got capital monies right away, fine, let's go through the capital process. But let's not forget the line item purchase through their instrument budget, which is readily available at any certain time. So the better job you do of convincing your account that they're losing money, which they are, by not having our sets, plus the higher quality of our sets, and the surgeons will love, the complete universal sets that cover 99% of the head configurations out there, these products will be flying off the shelves. My top reps in the country sell several of these every quarter, and they continue to sell them. So once you get these in the hospital, it'll be easier to go back in service them, make sure everybody's using them, and then sell other items. So those are the Mini and Maxi.